Hello Overclockers, my name is Bryony and welcome to the latest episode of Newsweekly. Halloween is fast approaching and in this week's series there's a spooky free game to grab, news about Grand Theft Auto, a new hardware launch and much more. So let's get into it. As always, let's kick off the episode with the gaming chapter and of course what awesome freebies you can pick up on the Epic Game Store this week. The first giveaway is for the free-to-play fantasy team-based shooter Paladins. To help get new players started or provide a nice boost for existing fans, the free Paladins Epic Pack instantly unlocks 4 champions and bonus cosmetics for each one. This includes Androxus, Rom, Tyra and Ying, who each fill one of the 4 roles for damage, frontline, flanker and support. All you need to do is simply download the base game for free and then claim this bundle before the deal expires on the 21st of October. Also on the Epic Game Store this week, you can claim Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse completely free. God, that is a mouthful. If you had an original Xbox, you might remember this classic game when it was released back in 2005. And earlier this year, it was resurrected and ported onto several modern platforms. It's full of dark humour and childish fun as you take on the role of brain-hungry Stubbs as he seeks vengeance on the residents of retro-futuristic city Punch Bowl. It's the perfect title to get you into the spooky mood for the run-up to Halloween, so make sure to claim it before next Thursday. Plus, if you really enjoy it and you want to try it out on the latest consoles, a brand new physical edition will actually arrive on the 26th of October for $25.99. To finish the free game story off, I've got a fun fact for you about last week's free game, PC Building Simulator. An incredible 4 million copies were claimed in just the first 24 hours. There's been no update since the first day to give us an overall figure, but it's incredible to see so many gamers enthusiastic about designing and building their own gaming PC. Remember, you can also do it IRL on the Overclockers website. Our next gaming story this week is about Grand Theft Auto, and Grand Theft Auto 3 was actually one of the games of my childhood after successfully tricking my poor mum into buying the 18+ rated title. At the end of last week, Rockstar celebrated the 20 years since the release of GTA 3 by launching the Trilogy Definitive Edition. The bundle is made up of Grand Theft Auto 3, GTA Vice City and GTA San Andreas, and they will be updated with new features and enhancements. This includes graphical improvements and modern gameplay enhancements for all 3 titles, while apparently still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals. I remember thinking GTA 3 actually looked amazing on the PlayStation 2, but with many classic games, those long loading screens, low resolution textures and awkward controls, cough cough that dodo plane, will actually look and feel terrible when compared to how spoilt we are with lovely modern games. I absolutely cannot wait to see all 3 games remastered for use with current generation platforms. And thankfully, I'm not going to be waiting long either, as the release is scheduled for later this year, with iOS and Android versions happening in the first half of 2022. There's no news just yet about the pricing, but it's going to be available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and the Rockstar Games launcher on PC. Unfortunately, existing versions of the 3 games are actually going to be removed from digital retailers starting on the 11th of October, so make sure to pick them up now if you want to compare the original to the remastered versions. Rockstar's press release said they're going to be sharing more in the coming weeks, so make sure to look out for more info, plus commemorative clothing and liveries that you can collect in Grand Theft Auto Online. The final gaming story this week is that for a limited time you can get Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy included with the purchase of a qualifying GeForce RTX desktop or laptop. This includes everything with RTX 3090, 3080 Ti, 3080, 3070 Ti, 3070, 3060 Ti, 3060 graphics cards. Gosh, there's so many new launches from Nvidia. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a single-player based story action-adventure game. You'll recognise many of the familiar characters from the film or the comic, and the game comes with its own original universe-spanning story. The game is going to take full advantage of your brand new RTX-capable hardware, and Guardians of the Galaxy is enhanced with real-time ray trace reflections and performance-accelerating Nvidia DLSS for extremely detailed and immersive visuals with great performance. Some of my favourite PCs included in the offer are the OCUK Gaming FSG Plus Mark II, which is actually in stock and ready for next day delivery at only $1,499.99 for this 1440p gaming powerhouse. There's also the stunning all-white Gaming Glacier for $239.99, and qualifying laptops start at under £1,000. You can actually check everything out that's included in the offer by clicking the link in the description below. This offer won't be around forever either, so make sure to place your order before this deal expires on the 26th of October. Moving on to the hardware chapter of the news, and our first story this week is that AMD has launched the brand new 6600 graphics card. This entry-level card is designed to be an affordable way to enjoy 1080p gaming. You can currently find it listed on the OVERCLOCKERS UK website, and we've got options from Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, Sapphire and PowerColor. When it comes to performance, you can expect to play all of the latest games at max settings with at least 60 FPS, and even higher when you enable Smart Access Memory. When it comes to pricing, it is rather competitive because it's been designed to compete against Nvidia's RTX 3060 graphics cards, and it's going to be a good upgrade path if you need to replace an aging card in order to play some of 2021's awesome new titles. Some of the top features include HDMI 2.1 support, 8 GB of VRAM, ray tracing capability, and excellent power efficiency. The last one is actually great news if your budget doesn't quite stretch to a new PSU, as it's going to work with a 450 watt power supply. Make sure to check out the full range on the OVERCLOCKERS website right now. We'll drop a link in the description below. The next hardware story this week is about Intel's upcoming graphics launch. In a recent interview with Gadgets 360, Intel revealed some important / juicy details about what we can expect as we get closer to the official Intel Arc launch that's going to happen early next year. As a nice little summary, I'll go over some of the key points that gamers might find the most interesting. However, we'll make sure to drop a link to the full interview in the description below. First up, Intel revealed that it's not going to be employing any hardware or software limiters or locks to stop those pesky cryptocurrency miners. This is in contrast to Nvidia's hash rate limiter, which is used in the new LHR cards. Next up, when asked if there would be sufficient supply of Arc GPUs at launch, Raja Koduri revealed, "I'll always be very cautious when the demand is so high and when the market is so hard. I can always use more supply, so I'm not going to say I have enough supply in this high demand market." To be honest, this sounds like a pretty realistic answer at the moment, but hopefully there is going to be enough stock for a good launch. Finally, Intel's Roger Chandler spoke about its XeSS game support, which is similar to the performance-enhancing DLSS and FSR from Nvidia and AMD. He said, "We are actively working with dozens and dozens of studios right now. You should expect a very healthy collection of games to support this, and that it will grow aggressively over time." It's all sounding very promising so far, and it's going to be exciting to see how well Intel's desktop graphics cards can compete with the big boys over at Nvidia and AMD. The final hardware story this week is once again from AMD, but this time it's news about their upcoming processors. To celebrate the 5-year anniversary of AMD Ryzen, John Taylor, AMD Chief Marketing Officer, and Robert Hallock, a Director of Technical Marketing, sat down to speak about the history and, more importantly, the future of Zen architecture. We now know that AM4 will actually be getting one last hurrah with a refresh of existing Zen 3 processors at the start of 2022. This refresh will use AMD's 3D chiplet technology, specifically 3D V-Cache, which is going to increase the amount of cache on the chips and vastly improve gaming performance. Apparently, the processor lineup will come with an on average 15% faster gaming performance, which is really rather impressive. This is great news for existing AM4 motherboard owners who are looking to hang on to that platform that little bit longer. We're going to have to wait and see if AMD is going to do a complete refresh of every Zen 3 CPU or if they're just going to release a selection of upgrades. Additionally, AMD also revealed details and confirmed a few rumours about its new AM5 platform. Apparently, we're going to see the first processors later on in 2022, and the platform will support both PCIe 5.0 as well as DDR5 memory. I guess also what you could see as a slight dig at Intel is that they mentioned existing AM4 coolers are actually going to be supported, whereas Intel's upcoming new Alder Lake processors are not actually going to be compatible with existing mounting brackets. This is great news as it prevents people creating waste by ditching their old coolers. Unsurprisingly, AMD didn't reveal any other details, but it's likely that AM5 will be their answer to Intel's upcoming processors, and I'd expect performance to be really impressive on a brand new socket. The CPU market at the moment is so competitive and I actually love it because it's so great for consumers, and I cannot wait to see what's new in 2022. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Overclockers News Weekly. Leave a comment below letting me know what hardware launch you're most looking forward to in 2022. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and also press the little bell icon so you don't miss next week's episode, and I'll see you again next Friday.